All right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back. Ramesh Ponnuru joins us momentarily, and he's going to talk about something very appropriate. You know, the President of the United States, in some of his proposals in the State of the Union, either intentionally or unintentionally, and why do I think it was the latter rather than the former, really put working moms at kind of a disadvantage. Certainly didn't, stay-at-home moms at a disadvantage. Let's look back at this oldie but goodie. Remember this?
What you have is Mitt Romney running around the country saying, well, you know, my wife tells me that what women really care about are economic issues. And when I listen to my wife, that's what I'm hearing. Guess what? His wife has actually never worked a day in her life. She's never really dealt with the kinds of economic issues that a majority of the women in this country are facing.
Oh, that got Hillary Rosen in all kinds of trouble, ladies and gentlemen, back then. Joining us now, Ramesh Ponnuru, Bloomberg View columnist and senior editor at National Review. Ramesh, you wrote a great piece at BloombergView.com. Obama intensifies Democrats' war on homemakers, and by virtue of the proposals, some of which of the proposals that he made at his State of the Union, it appears that the Democrats and Obama don't really want women to stay home with their newborns, does he?
You know, I think that this is a blind spot that a lot of Democrats, not just Democrats, but especially they have. And it's not just people who want to have one parent taking care of their child at home. It's also people who want to have different child care arrangements than commercial daycare. You know, most people, even when they're in two-earner families, they want to find some other kind of child care arrangement. But the only way the president's plan is going to help you is if you use commercial daycare, basically.
Right, and I got to tell you, I think most of these liberal elitists do look down upon women who choose to stay home for more than, you know, a few weeks once their babies are born, and don't shove them off to someone else to take care of, whether it's a nanny or daycare or whatever. But that aside, you cite two specific proposals in the president's State of the Union. One is the existing child care expenses, the child care credit increase, correct?
That's right. The president proposes to triple the existing child care credit. And, you know, that helps some families, but it doesn't help families with stay-at-home moms. It doesn't help families that are using relatives to take care of their kids or some other kind of informal arrangement. So why don't we just help parents, give them all tax relief, and let them decide how they're going to use that money to take care of their own families?
Yeah, well, I mean, do you agree with me that, we know that stay-at-home moms are looked down upon by liberals. We know that women are taught, girls are taught from a very young age now. Even in the schools, they're made to believe, you know, you don't need a man. You could do this on your own. You're expected to have a career. There's no curriculum in the schools anymore for being a mom.
You know, parts of our culture absolutely have that attitude. And there are, as we know, there's all kinds of bitter conflicts and attitudes about, they're called even the mommy wars because they become so famous about stay-at-home versus working in the paid labor force. And I just think that different families are going to make different choices, and the government should, as far as possible, stay out of it.
Yeah, and I want to make it clear that I might have said child care, the child tax credit. It's the child care credit that Obama's talking about, not the child tax credit, which would help anybody with a child. And I don't know what the studies say, Ramesh, but I know that my wife at the time when we had our son, she had a very good job. She worked for Rush Limbaugh. And she had our son, and she left. She felt it was very important, and we both did, and we were able to do it, to stay home and during the formative years, especially be home with him, and that's the direction we went in.
That's right, and it's the choice that a lot of families make. And if you look at the survey data, most parents, they want to avoid daycare centers. They want some other kind of arrangement. So how about we listen to what people want and we respond to their actual desires instead of trying to impose a kind of model for what the family should look like?
Is this an issue that Republicans could pick up with and run, or would they be afraid of it?
Well, you never know what's going to make a lot of Republican office holders afraid. Sometimes it's just their own shadows. But I do think that if they say, look, we are going to help a broader array of families, not by giving them some subsidy that they have to use in this particular way, but by letting them keep more of their own money
Right.
and letting them spend it the way they want to, I think that's a winning issue.
All right, Ramesh, always great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, folks, check that piece out at BloombergView.com. Obama's war on homemakers. Ooh, what a dirty word it is, homemakers. How dare a woman decide to just stay at home and be a traditional mom? What more or what bigger worthlessness is there in the minds of the liberal elite? We're coming back with who's coming up next? Tom Rogan. Don't go away.